All right. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Chat up over here. All right. There we go. All right. So, let's get this pushing here. All right. So, looks like there's a little bit of a delay today. It's all right. We'll start. You guys will get caught up. All right. So, had some big kind of unexpected, big unexpected morning. Obviously, biggest mover on the board, the 117 with the pound yen. Again, a lot of that is the yen movement out there. Dollar strength across the board. Why? Everything came in much higher than expected. Unemployment claims, nothing really big there. Not a big there, but retail sales blew it out of the water. I think that's the only way to say it. The core retail sales number, again, was expected to be lower than the one, but again, zero point 0.6 is good. The retail sales overall expected to drop from zero point 0.7 all the way down to 0.1. That zero point 0.6 is pretty high. It's basically almost holding flat when everybody expected a big downdraw. So that's great. Um, Again, people spending money. The PPI number creeping up, not necessarily what you wanted. It was expected to go up just a smidge and it ended up going up double, basically, a little bit over double of what we had last month. So that's, again, that's a pretty strong dollar kind of Fed thing. I think Citi came out this morning and said they no longer expect the Fed to raise in September based off the recent data. And again, they hadn't seen this data yet, or they weren't supposed to have seen this data yet. They were looking at them raising in November, is when the next raise was going to come in. Would be another 0.25. Now, the European Union did actually do a surprise raise today, and I'm actually, I am surprised with it. Again, I expected a hold, but the statement that everybody else has been saying that we will raise it again. We're not opposed to that. We will do it. Well, they did do it. But I think that pretty much guarantees a pause next time for them. We're getting the comments through, right? ECB didn't discuss duration rates, right? The duration of how long they're going to stay high. Not saying we're at peak rates right now. We'll probably focus going a bit more for duration levels, so maybe more. Central bank losses don't impact policy decisions. Again, here's the thing. I don't know what she's smoking right here, but central bank losses don't impact policy decisions. If the central bank is having major problems and at a risk of potentially faltering, um, yeah, if central banks have if the central banks have are losing money left and right and at risk of any type of failure or downgrade or anything like that, yeah, that's absolutely your job. So, not sure what she's going to make a lot of enemies with this one. I think that's a stupid statement, and it absolutely is her job and mandate. Again, just goes back and shows the flaws of the European Union. Okay. Policy transmission of financial conditions is faster than previous cycles, right? ECB not at target in 2025 on headline inflation, right? I think this is interesting. It's 2023, saying that we're not at target in 2025 on headline inflation. I don't know that she can make that statement yet. I really don't. Again, there's a lot that can happen we're not even done this year. We got, a couple months to go this year. All of next year, she has no idea what happened. COVID surging. What happens if COVID comes back again and just crushes everything yet again? I don't know. I think when you're talking about this one, we're not going to be at a target in 2025. I think that's, maybe there's more to this that we haven't seen based off the headline. But again, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like she's kind of off the reservation here at this point. Um, you know, Talking about this one, some governors would have preferred a pause. I don't disagree. I don't think everybody is done. I think we do the pause. I think the pause and raise cycle is going to be strong. I think everybody's pretty much going to do it. Um, but the euro with this one now, if there were some governors that were going for a pause now, there's going to be a whole heck of a lot more governors next time. So I think pretty much next time will be guaranteed that there will not be a raise again, unless something really goes crazy, right? Um, I don't know, right? Solid majority. And again, she's talking about this. A solid majority agreed with the rate decision, right? Some members didn't draw the same conclusion. Some members would have preferred to pause. So again, starting to show cracks, right? The pendulum is starting to swing, right? We didn't talk about investments and we didn't discuss outright sales. Yeah, three-quarters of downgrade in GDP growth. Yeah, as a carryover from 2023. Yeah. So yeah, starting to show the pendulum is starting to swing in the other direction. So, again, I think that overall that, again, kind of somewhat matters here. Um, Again, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of her. I don't know. Some of the things that she says, and it's funny. Some of the pictures they show of her. They showed one earlier. Yahoo had it on there. It was like her arms wide open, and she was like smiling, and I was like, wow, that's a picture that you don't want, right? So yeah, yeah, not the most fun thing ever. Anyway, with that, data last night, right? Data last night, big push up instead of the 25, 64. And we talked about Aussie strength coming in last night. Bam, we got the Aussie strength coming in right there. Much higher than expected and an adjustment last time. So we saw that coming in. It's up 20 right now. I mean, considering the US data that we had coming in, we just saw that 29 is pretty decent, right? And there's some trades there last night. Now, we do have the EC press conference is still happening right now, I guess. We do have Chinese industrial production tonight, which again could be more of an Aussie based trade than anything else. Um, Industrial production over on a yearly basis is showing that it's ticking up a little bit, and retail sales is also ticking higher. So I think both those are good. I think besides that, I think there was no other, nothing else. Yahoo Finance shot me an article with Elon. I guess the government's pissed at Elon right now. I guess they're mad that they wanted to use Starlink last year to attack. They wanted to use Starlink. This is from last September, but it's coming to light now. I guess it was just released. They're pissed that Elon would not let them use Starlink to coordinate attacks for Russian naval units because Elon was worried that Russia may use nuclear weapons, they may escalate or whatever. And again, he donated those for free. He can do whatever the hell he wants with them. Excuse my French, but don't be pissed when a guy. Again, he's thinking on a global spectrum and tries to avoid that kind of stuff. Supposedly, he's not the only contractor, and I guess since that time, the military now, when they actually are using contracts, they're looking at the language more. But I'm sorry, if a private citizen donates and then you want to use his tools to create war, which could potentially, I mean, does Elon want to be the reason there was a nuclear escalation? I don't blame the dude. I wouldn't want to do it either. I mean, it's kind of the same reason why the Ukraine is not allowed to take U.S. donated tanks and assets and European Union assets. All these tanks were donated to them. They are not allowed to cross into Russia. Okay, that's part of the agreement. We'll give you these billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of equipment, but it does not cross that Russian line. Kind of the same thing. He's like, you can use it for defense purposes, but if you become offensive, he's like, no. So can't really. I mean, again, a little hypocritical, but that the government's pissed. But oh well, he donated him. He gave it. He let him use it for free. So again, be happy he gave it to you in the first place. So yeah, that was the other news article. And again, we'll see if there's any backlash for Elon. I'm actually surprised it's not there because typically when I get the Yahoo Finance notification on my phone, typically you see it over here. It means that somebody published an article. I don't know. We'll see if anything more comes from it today. We'll see what Tesla looks like, or um, you know, we'll see. So tomorrow morning, okay, Friday. Friday again, we have the preliminary consumer sentiment data. We'll see what the inflation expectations look like. I think that's kind of the bigger thing. I actually wouldn't be surprised if I mean, again, it's showing an adjustment already. Wouldn't be surprised actually if this is even higher. And we'll see what the consumer sentiment looks like. I mean, not a lot of people are happy with the economy right now, knowing that again, knowing that crude prices are high and that will overflow into gas. I feel like that's going to be higher. And we'll see what Empire State Manufacturing looks like. Empire tends to be the first one of the three out. Last time was really, really negative at 19. It's expected to be not as negative, but still negative. We'll see if that turns. Again, the retail, typically manufacturing stays a little bit ahead, right? Typically manufacturing stays a little bit ahead. Yeah. I don't know. The retail sales numbers they are. I'm actually kind of wondering if this is going to be even less negative, right? Which could be a big, kind of a big boom. Not a big boom, but again, the Dow could take off tomorrow, right? Being more of an industrial thing. Hold on. Sorry, it never fails. I hit start, and then you know the boy's mom starts messaging me. So Reese is home sick again, third day, still a little bit of a fever. So we're trying to figure out like I don't know. We're convinced it's viral, but it's like, hey, this is the third day. Still got a fever. Do we take him to the doctor? trying to get me to take them. I'm trying to forget. Hold on. No, no, can't do that. Um, so we'll see. I think tomorrow should be a decent trading day. Now it was funny. Last night I looked and there's barely any movement. Obviously, more now. You're seeing the dollar strength roll back in. The data today, again, this really is a strong dollar based day because not only are the retail sales data there, the PPI is there, and again, the unemployment claims are there. Now, the unemployment claims is not really what the Fed is kind of looking at. Um, as far as the labor situation, but less people being unemployed means that more people are keeping their jobs, and we know that more people are being hired back than expected. So, again, it means that we're not, the restrictive level is not destroying the United States. So, again, that kind of gives them a little bit more of a boom, right? Um, yeah. So that's what we got in the next 24 hours. So let's go across. Go over and look at the VIX. Now, VIX is down. Let's take this off to 15. All right. VIX is down right now, as I think it should be. And again, with today's data, overall, I mean, it's kind of one of those days like as bad good. We've been playing that for the last 6 months to a year. Overall today, I don't feel that the data is horrible. I don't feel that the market should absolutely collapse. Reason why is retail sales is such an important data point because when people are spending money, if people are buying things, again, that drives a lot of our economy. And the fear was we would make this so restrictive, people would be so concerned that they'd stop buying. And when they stop buying, manufacturing tanks, and we already saw manufacturing was slowing down because like retail sales done. That's it. We're so restrictive right now. It's not slowing down. It's actually, kind of accelerating more than they thought, which means earnings should be good. And again, a lot of these things are driving the stock market. So right now, everything is in the green. The question is, will we take a negative spin today? And people are like, holy crap, they're going to continue raising interest rates. I mean, maybe, but will they pause? Is this data strong enough that they will absolutely raise it next time? I feel like no. I feel like it's a pause and then one more raise. I'm not against one more raise. I think we need one more raise. Um, Again, is that one more raise going to curb oil? No. You can see right now, oil is at 89.82. What I tell you guys, we pretty much have a clear path to 90 at this point. And again, we're 20 cents from there. I'll look at it. We'll see if we've hit 90 today or not. So, yeah. Indices right now currently all in the green. Russell pulling back a little bit. For the most part, I really do feel that they should be green today. If you're going to tank tomorrow with manufacturing. Um, but overall, again, you got to be excited about the retail sales data that will drive profits across the board. Earnings should be better than expected. Again, a lot of people are right now like, economy looks bad. It's restrictive. We're going to downgrade our earnings forecast. They're playing a freaking game. They're downloading it on purpose. You know why? So when they blow it out, it's like, yeah, we knew what we were doing. No, you downgraded it lower than it needed to be. But we'll see. It is very, very green data. Everything across the board was green. If people are going to look, it's like, holy crap, the European Union did it. We're probably going to do it too. So we'll see if it turns negative. But on a fundamental basis with the data, I absolutely feel it should be green today. So we'll see if it maintains. Now, dollar for the most part, dollar saw that data is, oh yeah, game on, baby. And we were stuck in that range. The thing is, we pushed all the way up. Now we're back up. We're at the 105.25 mark. So we're high. It probably tears back again. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some comments about, we're going to do a little bit more of a pause. Um, um, uh, All right. So I would actually expect the dollar to tick back down again when people are realizing that it's really truly not the end of the world. That if we raise interest rates, so I would expect it comes back in, and I think the range right now we've really been keeping in a range from really 105 to like 104.50. I think we probably pull back down to there. Again, it's great data, it's strong data, but it's not what the Fed is using. It's not the core PCE. It's not the JOLTS reports. It's not the the labor market and things like that. It's not exactly the data that the Fed is using to make those terminations. They are small pieces, sure, but again, I think it rolls back down again. Um, Dollar is up. You're seeing gold and silver down, 100% justified. I think the data is strong enough. Again, silver down to 2250. We talked about that yesterday. 2250 kind of being where we expect the bottom of things. Um, no. Yeah. Okay. I think we decided on telehealth. We can do a telehealth appointment. Just be like, yeah. I mean, it's a low grade fever during the day and fever at night. So I feel bad for the kid. You know, again, it's the third day of feeling like crap. We thought he was going to go back to school today. Hopefully it's tomorrow. But I was like, hey, I think this is day three. He's missing school. I think he actually needs a legit doctor's note for it to be excused at this point. So we'll see. But yeah. Anyway, gold and silver, absolutely. Crude, I'm just going to click on it that we hit 90. Yes, 90.06. I told you 90 was up there. We've tagged 90 this week. It's there. It doesn't deserve to be this high. Oh, I don't know. Um, I feel like this is not the end. I don't like it this high. Obviously, you guys know. I drive a truck that again does not get great gas mileage. By the way, for those of you that were tracking, you were part of the truck saga in the beginning with the steering, having to take it back in. It's making the noise again. It's making the noise again. I'm so pissed at this place. If I hadn't spent a bunch of money with them to replace it, I probably would never take it back to them. But at this point, I'm kind of like, hey, listen, it did none of these things. You failed it for inspection, made fixes, and it's been nothing but making lots of noises, lots of creaks. I've had to take it back. It's done nothing but got worse since I've taken you, and it needs to be fixed. You know, so yeah, I'm kind of fed up with these people. But it's making noises again when I turn. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, it did none of these things. You failed it, and now I feel like you pulled the wool over my eyes and lied about it all. Charged me a whole bunch of money to fix this, and it's been nothing but worse since that time. You did fix one thing, but you sent it to another shop to fix that one thing. So that other shop fixed the problem. The other stuff that you guys did, you know, again, not great. And then I'm sure I'll take it and I'll be like, oh well, it's your transmission this time. No, it's not. It's the steering thing. Um, Natural gas also surging 4.25. It's up pretty big. And again, it's no hot or cold today. It's kind of pushing up, and we knew we had nothing up there. So yeah, again, we'll see when we break those down farther. But again, 279, energy is taking off. And if you guys remember, this whole inflation thing started with energy, and magically, it's starting to come back around again. So yeah, not necessarily what we're looking for. All right, so here we go with Aussie. Aussie, we did have that move last night. We knew where the news was in there. We can remove these levels. We were actually looking for the push there. Here's where we're sitting right now with Aussie. Now we talked yesterday about this 64.95 or 59.9. That's actually what we just tagged and kind of pushed back down again. And you may say, well, wait a second, this is going up. I thought there was dollar strength coming in. There is, but again, the big people out there and kind of understand this one. Now, I won't be surprised if this one does pull back down again. You can see it has touched that level. And again, it hit it, pushed back down, hit it, and pushed back down, and based in there. Um, you know, let's see. There is some basing in here. I'm wondering if that is going to be, yeah, that's what it grabbed. The spike down, I was like, there's a little bit of base in here. I think we're clear down to that level. I mean, target wise, actually wasn't opposed to that one. I'm wondering if this is going to be where our target is right now. Nope, nope, nope. Sometimes it gets a mind of its own. I'm wondering if this is where our target is right now. Again, Brings us to 15 or 14. We got some basing in there. And again, maybe it's a little tiny bit lower, but I think 64.14. If you are short, look for that to kind of pull back down. It's got about another 28 pips to go. Um, okay, 230 is going in. All right. All right. Poor kid. Going in at 230. You know what the other thing I was scared about? I'm like, he's a middle, he's eighth grader. He always gets sick the week back. He goes back, but I'm like, it's 3 days of a fever. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna like mono test him, because no one else is sick in the family. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I was like, man, I would hate for this kid. I mean, I'm like, oh, 3 days of fever. He's aching. He's super tired. I'm like, that sounds like mono or COVID. But of course, everything sounds like COVID. So I'm like, oh, poor kid. Poor kid. He had to miss practice last night. So yeah, poor kid. All right. So yeah, I see this coming back down again. Makes sense. Look for 64.14. Could be a bounce again from the most recent low to high push in there. That is a 61.8. So watch the level in there. Aussie yen. Again, creeping, creeping, creeping. Trade was out from yesterday. So let's take this one off so it's not confusing anybody in here. Yeah, kind of look at this. Look. Peak low, peaked high, peak low, went right back in the middle, went low again, went high, went low again, went high, went right back in again, kind of went back up again, punched higher, and then hold right back to that same level. So it really, really likes that zone. We know we got a bigger zone here, and it looks like that's what we keep smashing off of when we go back. Above this level, we do have a Harry Potter signal drawn there. So we do have a bit more to go. Let's see. You know what? Let's take this off. This is easier instead of me having to cycle it. It has been here a lot. So this is so we do know we are in somewhat of a Harry Potter position now from here up. Can it break through? Let's see. There's buyers there. Like, look at this. See how it rallied? You had this push up and then a base, and then went higher and then came back to the base again, and then kind of did it again. There are buyers at the 23.6, right? There are buyers at the 23.6. The 50 got sliced through, so not as concerned about the 50. But if you talk about the basing level here, again, close enough proximity to the 61 as well as the spike down again. So we'll pull this guy off. You can pull this guy off, right? And then we'll I'm gonna put these brackets down here at the bottom. We have an aggressive entry there. So right now, I like this one short too. I do like this one short. I think it's going to have a lot of chop back and forth again. I don't think this one is going to be smooth sailing, but I do like this one for a push back to the downside. I think the 61.8 level here, I think, is probably a zone that we need to watch out for, though. Yeah, yeah. Euro dollar. Any surprise? No, no. It was basing back, and we were calling for a pushback down. We talked about a target. We weren't really looking for any type of a buys. And again, if you're still in the short, you can see, interestingly enough, the 830 candle, it did go back up and it did grab a base. Unfortunately, the base would go right there. It hit it. I think the risk on this one was, is it 10, 11, something like that? Oh, no, it was smaller than that. It must be the overpair I was looking at. So it was about an 8 pips worth of risk, right? It pushed back down again, and then it cycled down to here. So, again, news wise, you would have been looking at either of these two zones to trade. Oops. Right. And again, news wise, typically when we talk about news, that's where we talk about our long lost friend Nadex. Had you traded this for Nadex, it wouldn't have mattered that you went up high and this pushed down again. Um, Again, that's a 93 pip move. It's a 93 pip move, right? But something along those lines. Again, not just Nadex. I mean, you could have traded, currency options as well. Those are something out there also that you could do. Yeah, I mean, the move is good. I think this probably, and it's funny, you know, European. Here's where the European actually. Oh, you know what's interesting about this one? Actually, I was wrong. Oh, you know why? Because it's the 815 move. Yeah, it's the 815 move. Yeah, 815. Yeah. So interestingly enough, this data right here, they raised interest rates, not held. We said it was going to be a short trade if they held, right? Remember that yesterday? I said, listen, the market's already prepared for it. Again, if they hold it, they don't raise it, it's going to be a sell. They did raise it, and yet it was still a sell, right? The US data didn't come until here, right? So that's an interesting one. Hmm. Looks like somebody didn't care about the data. The data didn't matter. Raise interest rates, 100 pips down. What does this zone look like? We're drawing this one. Oh, it's this one. All right, yeah. So we've been here. This is hit number 3. 106.45. Yeah. There's probably a turn down here. Actually, let's go back to that one. I'll draw that one too. Mm-mm-mm. We'll talk about where this base is here. Okay. I would assume somewhere down here, there's going to be a reversal. Why? This is a lot of movement. The data, yeah, it's good, right? But European data was good too, right? We should see profit taking. It's a 100 pip move. It's got a 68 pip daily ATR. So we're 1.5 times past. So we are kind of in parabolic retracement territory. We should see a turn and a reverse back up again. Um, where that turn is, again, we have the spike through. We're starting to see the base, and I wonder if exhaustion is kicking in. If we see a green, red, green, I think that's where we pull the trigger and look for this to come back up again. Um, Profit taking would need to occur on this one by here. Maybe I didn't even slow down there, so probably not that zone. You can see this one hits like 6 times. Just remove that one. That's fine. There we go. So yeah, I think there's a long euro dollar trade in here. And again, I know people are like, what? Yeah, I think we look for a base. I think it could occur anywhere down in here. So really anywhere from here to here, right? Anywhere between these two zones, looking for that green, red, green confirmation, that good confirmation we like for the reversal. So yeah, it's in here. It's not set up. We don't have a green painted in here yet. It's 10 o'clock now when we get close to that 10:30 time frame. Yeah, yeah, look for it to turn and roll. Kind of like that one. Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, I'd really like to see this reversal. All right, euro pound. All right, euro pound. Unfortunately, it did push up again. Super weakness coming in. It didn't quite get back up. We were looking for a rally, and it did it. It did it. It did it. Look, all the way up, and then it collapsed on us. We're looking for 82.61. We were sitting here yesterday. We're kind of smack dead in the middle. Let's see. Yesterday at what time? What time? What time? 10 o'clock. We'll use 10 o'clock. Right there's the open at 10 o'clock. We are 5 pips from where we were yesterday. So we gave you a tops and bottom of this range. Again, it was going, it was going, it was going, and then it collapsed down very, very quickly, and now it's pulling right back up. So, okay, yeah, they want to see race. They won't do a telehouse. So yeah, there's your top and bottom. I think these are both still valid. Again, this is used as more of a proxy of anything else. But man, it was driving up. It was driving up. It was driving up. It's like, oh, it's going to be a weak trade. And then boom, what did it do? At 7, it just it went. Euro yen. So euro yen looks very the same. 8.15. We know that it was considered a massive dollar weakness or a yen weakness. Again, came all the way back up. It was kind of holding high, holding high, holding high, and then flatlined. It's like, yeah. Now, what it ran into was this. It's unfortunate because we were looking for a level up top again. Unfortunately, again, wick, lower wick, lower wick, lower wick, lower wick, lower wick, or lower top. It's kind of like there's an entire area of sellers there. It ended up using the actual first sawtooth, right? This is not a sawtooth. The first sawtooth is right here, right? There's your first sawtooth. And that's what it ended up going off of. Again, if you were using something like optional there, that's a zone you would have picked. Once it went to here, again, it's already, this is a tested level. You would have went to the next level. That would have been up top. So could you have traded this one? Sure. I think this one is probably in parabolic retracement territory as well. It's about 150 right now down. It's got a daily ATR of 114, so it should turn and roll to the top side. Funny enough, it actually found the buyers down here at the 78.6 level. It's fine. Again, this would not have been a long. Again, you don't put these on for news trades. That target was hit. We'll use this. We'll use it because we got to respect it. Yeah, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. I think this is the turn. I don't like this zone. Trying to see if we had a bottom before, like if we had something to front run and get aggressive off of. I don't like this zone. We had the push down and came back again. Push down, mirror bottom, came right back up again. Or I'm sorry, went up this way, straight down, a little bit up. Base came right back down to the same spot and went up again. Obviously, buyers in there, but again, decent push out of it, right? There's a decent push out of it, but that's really like a 4 candle base bottom. I typically like the ones. Yeah, it's been supported, but how many buyers are left there, right? Is there, is it going to just push down? I would say this is so close. I mean, what are we talking here? We are talking 5 pips. Again, this is one of those ones. Maybe I pull the trigger here, and you're like, yeah, I caught that one aggressive. Right, aggressive is the way to go. But again, not so much. Not so much. So yeah, I'd be looking for the reversal. I think again, use a 30-minute. If you want to drop it down to a 15, you can. The nice thing about waiting for the confirmation this year again, and again, some of you may not understand what I'm talking about. There's always, we have our regulars obviously that watch the channel every day. You guys have been here for what, 4 years, 4.5 years, something like that. We always have new people checking in. When I'm talking about reversal patterns, one of the ways to play this is it's called a color change, right? When you see something at the top, you have this red, green, red, right? This combination right here, and again, this is a 6 candle or 7 candle confirmation. Sometimes it happens in 2, or I'm sorry, in 3. Sometimes it's more, right? This confirmation pattern tends to tell you where the direction and where there's a confirmed trend change happening. What I would say is probably the nice thing about it is you don't have to stand here and stare at your computer for 30 minutes, right? We need the candles to close to be able to give us the true confirmation. And again, if you want to drop it down, it could be every 15 minutes. You're basically looking for you could come back in every 15 minutes. Okay, what's a candle look like? Nope, don't have it. Go away, do something else. Or do it every 30 minutes, right? You can look at it, come back 30 minutes later. Is it there yet? Nope. Okay, leave again. Boom. And you can do this on multiple pairs all at the same time. It doesn't take a lot of time out there. Wait for that confirmation down here. It could potentially come in now. I mean, it's 10:10. 10:30 reversals come in. Most popular day during the day where a reversal happens. This could be literally the bottom right now. Right now, this could be the bottom. Look for the rollback and push higher. Again, we're 1.5 times a daily ATR. Parabolic move. We're looking for a parabolic retracement back again. You need the confirmation in there, and it's one of the easiest patterns. Again, some people say it's too simple, but again, combining that with something like, yes, we do have an area of buyers over here. Is it the best buyers? Am I willing to pull the trigger right now? No, but if I can get a confirmation coming out of that level, I know there were already buyers there. It makes sense, and then look for this to push back up again. If it does falter and go a little bit lower, we do kind of have two backstop levels. So again, I'm looking for the confirmation pattern without trying to get overly aggressive, but also not take on risk that is too high. Okay, it's a fine line there that you're playing. Um, pound dollar. Okay, pound dollar. Um, no surprise, right? Again, you can see the this again 7:30 this morning, 8 o'clock, and they went early. Is there something down there? Did somebody talk? Did I miss something at 7:30? No, I didn't. I wonder why that. It's given the right time now. 7 or 8. I mean 8. Really 8 o'clock. 7:45. 8 o'clock is when things just started to take off. I mean the news didn't come until here, and it had already driven down pretty deep. Um, these were all the trades from last week. Let's see. Missed these, or from earlier this week. Let's pull these off just so everybody's like, what the heck is that? Uh, let's get some other lines in here and see what we're working with. And again, I'm okay with this one right now. So that popped. We ended up hitting the blue zone and bouncing, and then pushing it and using it. So they're there, but not enough to hold back the push. Uh, there yet. We had targets down here. All right, so it looks like let's do it this way. Uh, so it looks like we got a target, and then yeah, it's confirmed. So let's take this, make this a little bit easier. The yellow. All right, so we know we got a target over there. Good trade there. All right, so we do have a target line. We have a target line here. 123.82. Okay, so 25 more. 31. I'm actually okay with the 31. 75. See, this one is not quite at a daily ATR yet. All right. So I'm going to put these two down here. I think there's a confirmed level down here. So I'm going to leave. Actually, you know what? Let's just bring this forward just a little bit. Just a bit outside. Right there and right there. All right. There we go. All right, 123.82 and 123.62 are the two levels that I think, again, one is a target. Once we hit that target, anytime we get a confirmation, look for a turn and push back higher again. Right now, I'm in agreement with this one. I think this is doing what it should be doing. Again, the euro yen trade, I'm not as on board with that one. This one, I think this is legit. Again, there will be profit taking. Everybody that has been riding this down eventually is going to be like, hey, listen, I don't make any money until I close the trade. It's great that it looks like I'm up big, but until I close the trade down and I am flat, I have not actually banked any money. That's going to start happening. And you're going to be, everybody that's short is going to start buying it back again, which should bring some buying pressure in. So I would say, again, if you are short, look to take your money out, be ahead of the curve at 23.82. We hit that 23.62. Look for any type of basing and look for that confirmation. We start to rally back up again. 124 is a fine spot. Again, I think people are looking at this and being like, yo, EU rose. That's it. US is pulling that trigger. And I'm not 100% sure. I really think they're going to try a pause and kind of see what it's able to do um, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, the data was great today, but I really feel like it's pause and then raise, not just raise and then pause again. Um, or raise but the statement of we will be pausing, or this is the peak, right? This is the peak. We're gonna let it go for a few months and marinate and kind of see before we make our official you know statement of this is the end. But I think it's really pause. I think pause raise is a more prudent decision. So look for a turn and roll. I like to find the base in here, and again look for a push back up, but right now Again, we have a zone down here, but target first, then zone. Pound yen. All right, pound yen. No surprise, this is a yen-based play, pushing back to the downside. If I continue this across, you guys can see it is out. It was out at 6 o'clock this morning. This trade, it was triggered yesterday, right? Yeah, actually, it triggered right at 10:30, right? 10:30, 11 o'clock is when we were broadcasting, and we talked about the level being here. We liked it. It took all day. Again, 21 for 66. So this morning you woke up, depending on what time you woke up, where you live, you woke up 66 pips richer. Pretty easy one. And again, what we were playing was the bottom, the 50% retracement, the confirmed level touch here. There was another confirmation in, so it was hit number 3. We mentioned that. As you can see, kind of went lower, and boom, the red, green, red pattern confirmed here. And what did it do? It's now all the way back down at our target. We talked about 182.84. Now, because we were short on this side, again, it is a target first. Yesterday we were saying, hey, listen, come down, look for it. Here's our profit taking level. You can see the profit taking level. It actually did go just below it and then bounce back up again, showing you that, yes, the buyers here actually were there, but they now have been gone. They've been eliminated. You can see the wick up. So we are at an area where, again, we could potentially be looking for a reversal. Was it anything pound inherent today? No, this is a yen play. We will see profit taking come in, but we need a failure to go lower to come in. We need to push back up again, and then when the low comes down, and what that could look like is, again, it could surge into here, look for a pullback, and then when it comes down, as long as it starts pushing up, that's where we pull, that's where we pull the trigger, okay, along those lines. Okay, so this is the pattern that we're looking for. We're looking for a drive down, a rally back up again, and then when all of a sudden it falters, when it goes back up, pull that trigger, and again, look to take this one higher, okay? But we're there. We went from the top of the channel to the bottom in one day, and this is where we were yesterday. We talked about this being a level, so again, little 66 pip trade. Dollar CAD. All right, so dollar CAD. We can pull this off. This is a pattern we're showing yesterday. Dollar CAD, you're seeing there's not as much movement here, and again, this is partially because we're getting strength with oil, and you're seeing the dollar rally back up again. Now, we did say that there was a level that it's sitting down, and you can see it's basing right below the level, so it's just being front run off that level. This is just grind. And when we drew this yesterday, I haven't touched this trade. We said that, listen, the fibs need to come down to this level. This would make the most sense. There's nothing else in there. If I extend this across and I put it right on top of the orange line, look at it. It's literally bouncing right off the top and bottom, right? So right now, the only decent thing we have still is here. The 23, yeah, there's a little bit of a base. And, I guess there could be a case made. You could say that, hey, listen, there's a base and it came up and touched it. It's okay. Maybe like a B minus, C plus. I mean, it kind of came to here and kind of came up again. It's all right. I wish it was it's all right. I wish it was a little bit more clean. So yes, legit level, not like a triple A. It's not an end all be all, sell the house type scenario. Not that we would ever sell, sell the farm. It's not one of those, but it's all right. I don't know. I guess if we meander back and forth and we're there for the Michigan consumer sentiment, maybe you could take that one. I just don't love it. I do like it kind of starting to rally and push back up again. And it's funny, you're seeing all this dollar weakness. It's like, oh, it's great data. Yeah, but oil is just feeding this train, right? They're throwing hardcore, like Back to the Future. Remember like the Old West one, which I always thought was such a weird premise. I get it. I guess they couldn't go any farther back. Like they couldn't do dinosaurs, right? That would be like Land of the Lost type stuff. So they couldn't technically steal that one. So the Wild West was the best they could get. Remember the logs that he threw in, right? He had like the orange or the green one, the yellow one, the purple one that made the steam train go even crazier. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah. And again, as smart as Doc is, the guy can create a time machine, but he can't remember when the train would have, unless he did it on purpose. Maybe he did it on purpose, right? Because he wanted to destroy the time machine, right? And Marty would have never done it, right? I just feel like there's a lot more they could have done with that one, right? Anyway, yeah, not the best here. I don't love it. I think it comes back up again. I think we restabilize again. Dollar is going to be stronger than CAD. Anything over rates, again, right now, this is an oil story, unfortunately. Dollar Swiss, again, doing exactly what it should have. Yesterday, you can see we were sitting right here after this whole big chop back and forth again. Funny enough, we were sitting here, right? Had you taken it, it didn't even make it. It went right back down to the same buyer. So, yeah, kind of a Again, yesterday's chop up and down. That is it good? Is it bad? What is this data? How do we read this data? Again, the whipsaw just took everybody out of this trade. Um, we can make some adjustments in this one. Again, we mentioned that this was not really a level we were interested in trading. It was just too big. The candle formation was just too large. We still do have that Harry Potter trade lower. Let's put that there just so I can keep track of it. There, that's probably where your bounce is going to occur. um, I love when people with no kids talk to me like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I sent you a message. I'm like, "Hey, you realize that I have 3 kids every morning that get off to school." And yes, I talked to you yesterday at 6:45, but that's because between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, I'm awake, but the kids don't wake. I don't wake the kids up till 6:50 to get ready for school. But then I'm getting 3 kids off to school and dealing with Kip, and then I jump on a webinar. So hold your horses. I get it that you're a mailman and you just drive around all day. Um, People crack me up. Anyway, dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, we're kind of high up here. So looking back right now, price wise, okay, we're dealing with this area right now. Price is sitting right here. Just so you guys can see it. Price is right here. So in this, hold on, this not a green. Before you guys think that we're going long for this one, not a green. So we're dealing with a lot of step. We just knew that we had the ability to run up. There was no real sellers coming in, and up in kind of where we're at right now is where the sellers are at. Is this a great level? Let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. Is this a great level to sell off of? This kind of pattern here? No. This was a spike up to below the level. So really right now until we got up to 89.95. And here, let's do this so it's a little bit easier. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this one off. We know we really don't have a whole lot of selling. Okay. All right. Um He's like, but I need this information. I'm like, no, 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 no. You want the information. I was like, but I need free time to get it. You got to understand the difference between want and need. I was like, what you want is not my priority. I was like, I'll help you out, bud. I was like, but I'm not going to stop everything I'm doing for you. Um, so we got some room to run for this one. I do think that the dollar Swiss continues to go higher. I think that this 89.92 is probably where it needs to be. There will be some profit taking with the dollar coming in, but the Swiss situation is always going to lag behind a little bit. And again, you can see the choppiness in this one. Yesterday, choppy. Today, choppy back and forth. Not really a clear level from where we're at. Again, the next level above us is very, very, very sloppy. Risk is a little bit too big for the movement in this one. It only has a 53 pip daily ATR, so it's not a monstrous mover out there. It does have some amazing trade setups. I cannot lie. I hate the pair, but it does have some really, really clean setups. When you see them, you're like, wow, that was clean. This is the clean level right now. So we have some room to run. Downside, looking for buys, nothing really super clean. We've hit this level down here and we've pulled away from it finally, which is great. I think it's a super clean short. We have an alert down there. We're just not close to it right now. So not much we can do with it. Dollar yen. All right. So we were looking for the dollar yen. We had the dollar yen. again, we knew we had a zone there. We were looking for this pattern. We drew it kind of what that confirmation pattern was. We got it here, gave us the base level, and it did push down again. Again, there's your red, green, red. There's your retest of it. There's your push to the downside. So let's remove this. So anybody that's looking at this is like, what the heck is this? You're drawing candles now? No, I'm not drawing candles. I was drawing a pattern. Right now, the super clean in this one is 147.73. You can see yesterday, all kinds of drama back and forth. We found the same buyer. So now it looks like we can draw a level here and say, okay, listen, here's a lot of basing. The problem is, again, is there a clean racetrack type scenario? Is there a big, strong push? No, there's just a step, right? So much more difficult trade to get into. We can remove this level. Again, we didn't have the clean basing in there. The bottom of the channel has been more defined now, so we can put this channel back and forth again. Dollar yen. I actually think dollar yen should go higher. My opinion on this one right now is, again, if you wanted to trade this off news today, you could have. I think it was a little bit risky. It had been there a long time before. Didn't really explode off again. I mean, it went up and then went right back down again. It's moving. I think right now we wait for this one to go higher. I'm not at 44 pips. I'm not opposed to this one going up and taking this thing short from 147. Even with all of the indecision, it barely pierced it. So I think really that's where the trade setup's going to be. I think we're looking for it over here. And again, if you want to throw this on your watch list, again, if you know how to do, alerts, what you can do is you can put put one couple pips beforehand. I don't know. It's at 73. So put it at there you go. 147.70, right? Look for that thing to come up, set an alert on there. That way, when it does come up, you know that it's there, right? That way, you don't have to sit there and watch and be like half hour, half hour, half hour. So, yeah, I think we wait for it to come up, set that trade up, look for 140. What is it? 147. There we go. Let's take the 147.75. And then the other direction, look for it to push back down to approximately 147.35. So, 13 for 40, right? 13 for 40, 13 for 39, somewhere in there. Not a bad little trade. Looking at oil. Oil. Told you guys 90 was there. I told you we were clear to 90. And what did we do? Yesterday at 1 o'clock, we came down and we marked this one off. And look what it did. It found those buyers, and that was the takeoff point. Higher, higher, higher. And bam, there's 90. Now, we did talk about potential selling coming in at 90.26. I'd like to see a confirmation pattern. Right now, we still have impulse correction, right? A little bit of a confirmation here, but I would not have used that as a green, right? It's a green doji, but it's so tiny, I would not have used it, right? But right now, you can see red, green, one above, not there. Red, green, one above, not there. Red, green, one above, there. Green, red, but then the green, what did it do? The green punched through. So we're still in an uptrend. We do not have a confirmation of return. I'm going to say there's probably a turning point somewhere up in here as some profit taking comes in. Again, we're up almost 2% today at 90. I'm hoping we don't close the week above 90. I'm hoping we pull back and we're like 89, 50-ish, 89, somewhere 60-ish, maybe in here. But right now, this is one of those trains you need to get off if you are short. Again, right now it's still long. We are running into sellers though. We've had this area mark for sellers. It's there. If we see the confirmation, look for it to pull back. I'd like to see 89.50. Again, the market closes early tomorrow. We'll see where it is. Again, I don't want to close above 90 for the week. Not what we're looking for. Natural gas also taken off, but you see, we talked about sellers at 283. We're like, we got nothing there. It made it up to what, 282.3. So we missed it by just a little bit, by a penny. It is pushing back down again. We do have a red, green, red, kind of a sloppy red, but you're seeing it is trying to kind of base and it's finding buyers. So I would say this one is up 3.25 or 3.28 right now. This one moves 5% in a crazy day. So, but at this point, we do have a lower high put in. Again, a lot of people will look for those kind of confirmations. Oh, there you go. This is the inventory report coming out right now, and that's why you're seeing the bounce around. Natural gas storage is pending. It's out. It's pending here. There you go. Right. Bigger than expected increase. And why? Why is this red? Well, guess what? Remember what they were saying? Oh, it's up because it's too hot. It's too cold. It's too hot. It's too cold. Hey, it's 72 degrees outside. Guess what? I don't have the AC or the heat turned on right now. I'm not using it in either direction. So is everybody else. So again, seeing that type, again, this is the response, that high 57. And that's why you're seeing it bounce. This one was driven up. I wonder if this was driven up artificially, and now we'll see it continue to deteriorate down. This trade was out. We can remove this one because again, I kind of use it on the other end. But right now, I'm going to say let's look for. Oh, there's probably profit taking coming in right here. Whoops. I don't. I only need it on that chart. I don't need to extend to the right. Right. Yeah. Right now, look for shorts to come down to 265. Yeah, I think we hit 265 in this one today, especially with that report. People are going to look at it like, timid weather, timid weather. But that's what early in the week we said it was too high. Gold. Gold continued to deteriorate down. You can see yesterday we talked about that level of where the buyers were. They came in and pushed back up again. And what did they do? Hour and a half ahead of time, they rallied back up. And really, they just kept this trend continuation. Again, they went up to a great level. But they use it right there and continue to push, right? And we can bring this across now. So, not really. Was it a 23 at the time? Yeah, it was a backstop 23 level for news, and now we've kind of extended further. So, again, we broke down to 1901. I think 1901 is probably the bottom for the day. I don't see us breaking through 1900 unless there's anything that I don't know. Maybe Powell comes out and makes a statement, but I think this is probably the bottom for the day. Wouldn't be surprised if it chunks back again. Right now, again, we still have a level here, and you can see right now that level is now that we've pushed all the way down. Look at the 61.8 sitting at that 1919. So we still have that on the radar, the 1919, as being an area where we're looking to go short from. The 23.6 level, I think there can be a case made if you really wanted to make a case and say, hey, listen, if we're, I want to maintain short. I think 1909.25. Oops. 1909.25, I think is probably a decent level to take this one short as well. But I think breaking through 1900 is going to be pretty hard. Maybe tomorrow's data helps it with it. If anything, I think 1910 to I really think this range 1910 to like 1915 is really where we're supposed to be right now. Again, I mentioned yesterday, I don't think 1900. I think that'll be extremely hard. Maybe we can poke through, but I don't know. I think that's probably where we're meant to be. Who knows? Maybe. Again, the fight for inflation is there, but I think I don't know. Maybe it's there, but if you're looking to get this one short today, tomorrow morning, or even if you want to play it today on a pullback, 1909.25, 1920, or 1919 up top. Silver again. Is there gigantic candles? No, it's continuing to deteriorate down. We're back up at that 2250. Yesterday, I said I think it belongs at 2250. You can see it pierced all the way down to 2220. I really kind of liked it. And look, look at the Harry Potter right there. They kicked in at 1 o'clock this morning, right? We broke through. We're like, yeah, it's been there so much. And it did. It broke through. It didn't pull back to the base, unfortunately. It did like just a standard, old school Harry Potter. I think it belongs in this range. We can run this top to bottom. Again, it's quite a deterioration. You can see the 23.6 is right around the $23 mark. I think that's a decent mark. I think we probably bounce back and forth. So, yeah, I think it's there. What do you got going with Apple? Nothing. Holding firm at 175. Tesla, again, more or less doing not much. Let's see what we got indice wise. VIX, it's up a little bit right now. Dollar, again, look, you're seeing the dollar looks like it's starting to cap. ES wise, what do we got? So much chop with the ES. Is it good? Is it bad? There's your 930 right there. Again, you're at a high, no opening print. You're going to be trying to pull levels. There's nothing confirmed in the overnight. And again, you can see very, very high. The 845 candle, 915 spiking. People are trying to get long, like, oh yeah, it's great data. And they bought it and it went down and like, okay, never mind, sell it. We're going to get short. And now it's running back up again. Overall, I think it stays a little bit positive for the day. Not earth-shatteringly blowing it out. But again, I think it deserves to be up here. I think it does continue to kind of grind, kind of like yesterday, grind back and forth, continue to push higher. NQ, did we have anything? No, the 915 was the peak, right? It broke right above at 915, and everybody's like, yep, we're going long. We're above the Globex highs. Get in, baby. It's a long day. And went all the way down and like, never mind, it's a shorting day. And now it's going back up and we're kind of stabilizing. So again, little green, maybe a little bit inside. Overall, I think it deserves to be green today. YM, oh Jesus, oh my God, 915 again. The peak, breaking the high from yesterday afternoon. Go long, boom, holy crap, that's it. Short, boom, take you out again. Yeah, I knew we were supposed to go long. Boom, short again. Holy crap, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, have fun with YM right now. YM is going to be the trade tomorrow morning, not today. The data today wasn't really justified, or wasn't really designed for this one, and then the back and forth is was a little crazy. Russell. Russell's up the most, but look at this 930. Boing. Everybody buying it. Straight back down again, went deeper. And funny enough, this one did come back down and grab the level. Look at this. The base right here that we were kind of basing on. It shot up, used it, and now it's taking off. I think actually Russell does okay today. Overall, again, people spending money that boils down to the smaller, the smaller shops, the Russell type businesses more. I think Russell is the one that stays the most positive today. If you were able to grab this on this pullback, great job. That's what it should be doing. So overall, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I see, but it's a fire truck. Yeah. So not bad. Not bad. All right. So yeah. All right. So that's opening print. So let's go ahead and do the drawing for the day. So we got 5 of you guys in. We'll go this. We'll go to 245. We did go a little bit past today. Sorry, I had to take the breaks. Again, obviously family first. Reese is sick for 3 days. I have to kind of deal with that kind of stuff right away. Just trying to coordinate getting him to the doctor and stuff. So do apologize for that one. I know you guys are okay with it, but I just want to, again, make sure I apologize anyway. 12 seconds to go. I need the music. I need the music. It's like cue the music. I know there's a delay. Dealing with that delay is, it's there. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right, let's see who it is. Winner of today's drawing is... What the heck is going on? Will, this is the 3rd time in 2 weeks. And yesterday they hacked you and blocked you. Hey, Will, I do want to say, and everybody else can vouch for me, and anybody that watches the video can vouch for me, I gave it like an extra minute. I'm like, I saw Will try, but Will doesn't know how to buy more than one ticket, right? Yesterday, you did exclamation ticket 2, but you didn't put the space in. You got to do the space 2. That's why it didn't work. I know you're not accustomed to doing it. Obviously, today, it did not matter. So we had Debbie yesterday, Will today, Busted Ernest, Boston Neuro, and Debbie. Debbie, you weren't wrong by doing 3, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, right? Will getting 3 in a row. I mean, who knew, right? Will's a monster now. I don't know what's going on, right? I can't explain it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I need the extra points. Had to walk out. Yeah, for 10. Oh, my bad. I did go. It was after 10:30. I was a little bit late. But yeah, I even said, I'm like, he's not there. I feel so bad for him because he's on the streak. Just think, if you would have done it right yesterday and won, this would have been 3 in a row, right? You could have had a 3 in a row, Will. Damn that job. All right. With that said, I'm out of here, guys. Don't forget tomorrow morning. Again, we don't need all the yellow in there. There is some decent data. Again, this is today. Tomorrow, Empire State Manufacturing, and again, is it as big as today? No, but again, we'll see if that Feel Good Friday, fall temperatures, pumpkin spice lattes. I'm just kidding. I would never drink those in a million years, but I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that do. I believe Ernest loves those things. But with that, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys 9:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Have a good one, good trading, and I'll see you then.